up, babies? It's your girl Caroline Whitney, aka the Raver here, and I'm back with another video for all my babies out there, keeping things all EDM and festival related, and most of all, keeping things player. Now, for today's video, I decided I would grace you with all my knowledge on how to properly prepare for your first festival or your next festival. Now, what sparked this interest in me is just because I feel like in my festival experiences and my festival journey, no one has given me this blueprint on how to properly plan, how to make sure I have enough of this, enough of that, making sure I booked the right flights, making sure that I had the proper necessities when I went to a festival, and how to really prepare and know what to expect when I'm going to a music festival. So I wanted to drop my knowledge and my tea on you guys. I wanted to make sure that you guys knew all the things that I have gathered from my experiences. But before we get into this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you comment in the comment section down below. Tell me what you think about this top 5 things you need to know before you go to a music festival video. And without further ado, let's get into it. So first things first, where are we going? Where are we going? What music festival are we going to? Are we going to Coachella? Are we going to Bonnaroo? Are we going to Lost Lands? Are we going to Firefly? Are we going to Imagine Fest? Are we going to Burning Man? Where are we going? That's the most essential part before we build this foundation. Now, we're going to use me for an example, right? I'm going to Buku Music and Arts Festival in March. It's March 20th and 21st, right? So how long am I staying? I'm going to be staying for about 6 days because I want to roam around. I want to go to Bourbon Street. I want to go to French Quarter. I want to go to the Botanical Garden. I want to see what New Orleans has to offer, right? So I'm going to go for a week, right? This is me, hypothetically speaking. Great. I know where I'm going. I know how long I'm staying. If you are confused as to what festival you want to go to, like, where am I going to go? I'm not really sure. I don't know when the lineups are coming up. I use Radiate and I use EDM Train when I want to figure out what festivals are happening, just to kind of set the tone for like the new year because this is a pinnacle of festival season. So for me, I utilize those apps to see what festivals are going on. Radiate I use the most just because this app always has the newest and latest festivals that are going on, and they have a nice extensive list so that if you're interested in going or if you are going, there's a forum that you can join, there's groups within the forums that you can join, and then there's a whole big group discussion of people asking different questions and questions you can ask to get feedback from other ravers as well. So that's a good tool to utilize, Radiate or EDM Train. Now, on to what we're going to do next. How are we going to get there? Are we going to fly? Are we going to drive? Are we going to take the train? Are we going to take the bus? Are we going to walk? Okay, we're not actually going to really walk, because unless you live like miles, like, you know, no, not even miles, unless you live like 0.25 miles down the road from the festival, yeah, we know we're not walking. But anyways, so how are we going to get there, right? I'm going to fly to New Orleans because it's too far for me to drive. But if it was close enough for me to drive, I would have driven. I highly suggest driving to any festival that's close enough. For me, my limit is 12 hours. I know that sounds crazy. I would even go as far as to say 16, just because I personally like driving. I like sightseeing. I like seeing what other states have to offer. I like that dynamic of the traveling experience. But if it's far away enough where you're like, yeah, I'm not driving, I'm not that crazy, then fly. What I use when I'm gonna fly is I use Hopper. Hopper is a really, really cool app that not only lets you price freeze your flights. So if you see a flight that looks like a good price for you, like, okay, say it's $200. Great, $200. That's a cheap flight for you. That's a flight you want to do. You can freeze that price. You pay $30 to freeze that price, and you have 7 days from the day that you froze it to make the full payment. So it's an awesome tool if you want to secure a price before it goes up. So that way you know you're going to have to pay that price, and then it gives you a little bit of leeway to have the time to be able to pay for it. So Hopper is my number one. That's my go-to when I want to go on a vacation. And you can also watch a trip. So you can put in the dates that you want to go to this particular said festival that you want to go to. In my case, it's Buku. And what I would do is I would put the dates that I want to go in and I would watch the trip. And then it would tell me their price predictions. Like if it's going to go up in price, down in price, and when you need to book by the said date before it just gets to a skyrocketed price that might not be in your range. So you definitely want to make sure you utilize all type of discount flight apps. That way you know, okay, this is how much it's gonna cost. I'm gonna need this price. I'm gonna need to make sure I have this amount of money at this amount of time. But I would definitely 10 out of 10 recommend Hopper. Now, where are we gonna stay? Where are we staying, right? Are we gonna stay at a friend's house? We staying in an Airbnb? We staying at a hotel? Where are we staying? So for me personally, since I'm fortunate enough to have a lot of friends in the rave community, I generally try to stay with people as much as possible, but I also utilize Airbnb. So since I'm going with a big group of people from my festival, this is for me personally, we got a bigger Airbnb, and the more people, the less money. Luckily, there's only 6 of us, so it's not going to be too cramped and too overcrowded. And New Orleans is a generally cheaper state, and it's generally cheaper to stay there, especially when you're staying for long periods of time. So we got a really, really good deal. We only paid about $180 each for like the whole weekend, which I think is pretty good. So I would just say utilize Airbnb, utilize hotels. If you know anyone that has hotel discounts, or if you see a good hotel discount, definitely take advantage and look at their reviews. Anything on Airbnb, if they're a good host, they're automatically going to be a super host. Look for those super hosts. You want to stay at those houses where people are credible. You know their place is legit. You know that it's a nice, clean area. You know your stuff is secure there. And make sure you look at the reviews. There's not going to be a place that doesn't have reviews. We all like to talk, right? We're all in the comment section talking on every other type of social media app. So you're going to get the good tea on whether or not that hotel is trash or that Airbnb is trash. You're just going to know. People talk. People are going to say their opinions because they have nothing to lose. And you have nothing to lose either. So if you see that Airbnb is really cheap, but the reviews are dirt cheap, you're not going to want to stay there. You're not going to waste your money on something that's not quality. I know that we're balling on a budget, and yes, I'm here to help you. But I can't help you when you want to spend your money on things that aren't worth your money. So look at the reviews. That is crucial to where you're going to stay. Because I can't help you if you don't look at the reviews, and everybody in the reviews is talking about that this place has cockroaches, this place is in the middle of the hood, and all your shit got stolen. I can't help you at that point because I already told you, look at the reviews. If that's not a credible source, don't go to them. I would personally rather spend a little more to get a little more. So always remember that. And the most important rule, besides where you're going to go, what festival you're going to go to, besides how you're going to get there, besides where you're going to stay. Now, besides that, who are we going with? Are we going to go with our Rave fam? Are we going to go with our best friends who've never been to a festival either? Or who you're bringing to a new festival? Or are we going to go alone? Who are we going with to this special event? That is another important factor as well. That dictates whether you're going to have a good time, a terrible time, or whether you're going to run away from your friends because you don't with them. Okay? So who are we going with? Now, if you already have a squad of people, cool, great. You're doing amazing, sweetie. You already got a squad. You're good to go. If you don't have anyone you're going with, utilize forums. I like to use Facebook, like Facebook groups. I like to use like EDC, there's an EDC solo journey group I'm in, EDC Buku for solo journey I'm in. There's just so many solo journey forums that you can join where people are going by themselves that you can either meet up with or plan to stay with as well. And Unity Travel is also another good resource. They actually offer package deals. They do Ever After, Spring Awakening. Those are the only two I can think of off the top of my head that they do. Oh, and Imagine Festival, they do Imagine Festival as well. So, and they actually offer this really cool quiz where if you're a solo raver, you answer this questionnaire and it actually matches you with another solo raver who's also going to the event based on what type of music you guys like and your personalities. So if you're a solo raver looking to just branch out in general and just meet new people, utilize those resources. Radiate as well. If you're like, hey, I'm going to this festival solo, need a crew, someone adopt me, those are the best ways to utilize making new friends, meeting people at the festival, whether you want to stay by yourself and alone, but you want to meet people as well. You can do that too. But if you want to stay with someone who's solo, but still have that solo aspect where you're not obligated to stay with people, definitely use Unity Travel because you can be paired up with another solo raver. So you guys can go in together and then do your own thing, but still meet up and be in the same hotel after. And it's just you two, but still also have that freedom of doing your own thing, which I think is really important too. So definitely figure out who you're going to go with, whether you're going to go alone, whether you're going to go try to find a Rave fam to adopt you, or whether you already have a squad. Make sure you know who you're going with and that they're all aware of how much everything's going to cost, where you're staying. Have a solid plan. And last but not least, what to expect. That's the most important part, right? We want to know what festival we're going to is going to be a good time, a good experience. I know that you can't plan a good experience, but you want to make sure you have the best experience according to which festival you want to go to. So what I would always say is what to expect goes with the lineup. I've met people time and time again who had no idea what type of festival they were at. They didn't know what the lineup was going to be. Their friends just said, hey, let's go to this festival. And they weren't having a good time because they didn't know the artists. They weren't as engaged with wanting to be at the festival because they didn't know who the artists were. They didn't know what the type of dynamic the festival was going to be. And they weren't comfortable in their environment. So it's important that you know what type of festival you're going to. Is it going to be a dynamic lineup where you know a little bit of every artist so that way you won't feel confused, you don't know what genre you're listening to or what you're going to like, or if you have no idea who you're listening to or what you like. Look at the people on the lineup. Listen to their music. We have Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, so many resources to listen to music. You never know what artists you're going to see that you're going to love. So make sure you utilize looking at that lineup. Because a lot of times we buy tickets to festivals without learning the lineup. And sometimes we don't even care. If you're a true festival lover, you don't even care. But for the people who really do care and they're specific or they're a little nervous, make sure you look at some after movies. And even beyond after movies, look at vlogs. Look at people, look at specific YouTubers who maybe don't have the most following, but look at their specific experiences. Look at how they were maneuvering into the festival. Look at it through their eyes. See if it's going to be a festival that you would like or you see yourself being at and liking. Think about all these things before you go to a festival because it's a lot of time, energy, and most importantly, it's a lot of money. So if you want to invest and have less stress, watch this whole video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think. If there's anything that I left out in this video, don't worry. I'll be doing another top 5 things you should expect when you go to a music festival or if it's your first or next festival. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Watch this whole video. I know I talk really fast, but I'm trying to cram a lot of things and a lot of information into your little peanut brains in a short amount of time. And I really hope that anyone going to a music festival enjoys their whole entire experience. And if they didn't, it's okay. Don't let that discourage you. I've definitely had my fair share of festival experiences that did not go the way that I planned them to, but nonetheless, I still had a beautiful and magical time and I made the best of it. Love you, Rave baes. Bye.